Well, it's been a few weeks since I managed to work on this project, but I've had a few hours to work on it lately, and I thought I would make another video just to document the progress and how we've been doing. So, as you can see, the board has expanded some. So we still have the processor here. This is the EEPROM, the same EEPROM we were using before, but now I've also added 32K of static RAM. That means we now need a little address decoding logic over here to determine what chip we're meant to be using at any given moment. And I've also sort of compressed some things, moved them around on the board just to give me a little more space, especially with an eye towards further steps. I've also tidied up the wiring some. There's still a bunch of these sort of long jumpers just for things that are part of my test setup, but the sort of the more stable parts like the address lines, which are in blue there, or the address lines are in yellow and the data lines are in blue, is at least a little tidier than it was. So what's going on right now is this is running a program that's a test of the RAM just to make sure that the RAM is working and the address decoding logic is working. So the program here, when the processor resets, it executes a program in the ROM which copies itself into multiple places in RAM. So it copies a little delay loop into various places, and then it runs that delay loop at different points and just jumps from one to another, with the result that it's doing a little busy loop at different points in memory, so that once again we can use LEDs attached to the address lines to see where about it's executing and just get some basic output. So the fact that we're getting that regular pattern of flashing in the LEDs there means that we're successfully running the program sometimes in ROM, sometimes in RAM at different parts of memory. And that means I've also managed to get the writing to the RAM working properly as well. So that's great, and it's all good news. It's still kind of crappy that the only form of I/O we have is LEDs attached to the address lines. So the next stage for this project is going to be to add a 6551 interface adapter, and then we'll have some much more interesting things going on, because we'll begin to be able to connect to this computer using a terminal program from my laptop. And then we can start to write some monitor software and have some more interactive software running on here. So that's going to be interesting. So that's the next step, just as soon as I've spec'd and bought a few more components.